Alright, so follow you on Twitter. Can you expand on your SpongeBob beam yesterday in Ancient Stirrings? Let me talk about the deck first. So we have an Arclight Phoenix deck with a bunch of cantrips like a lot of these decks do, but this build has wedged a couple copies of Griselbrand up in here, which is interesting. So we've got some Goryo's Vengeances to floop him into play. We're also playing some Jace, Vryn, Prodigies, so the Crackling Drakes are in the boards. It's like a little bit more combo focused, basically. Like, we've got Arclight Phoenixes plus Griselbrand. It makes the deck a lot worse against Graveyard Hate, I'd imagine, but post-board we can pivot off of the Griselbrand plan into Crackling Drake, so it's probably not too terrible. Yeah, my website's live again. Sounds good, Danon. Sorry they're giving you issues. I made the mistake of interacting instead of just blocking. What's going on, Wolfwood? Thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I got you. Well, this hand's definitely a keep. Do I loot on one, though? I think I'm actually going to hang tight on the looting. Been trying some Esper Grace, and it seems good. Yeah, Esper's real good. There's a Esper Flash/control deck in my queue that's got a bunch of Angel Grace in it. Why is one of the streams tags educational? Because I'm teaching you about Magic the Gathering. Come on now. I have to put my teaching degree to use somehow. So this is going to grab a Watery Grave here. Want to make sure I have blue so I can cast double blue cantrips in a turn. Arclight Phoenix is a good pickup here. Morning, Robin. Blue Cactus, if you go to twitch.amazon.com/prime, you should be able to figure out how to link it up there. Let's take my looting away. So if they have a way to kill this, I'm going to get punished a little bit for not playing this on one. Hey, Gunchucks. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. Hope you're having a good Tuesday wherever you're at. Thanks for dropping in. Sweet. So we hit a Goryo's Vengeance. So the question I have to ask myself here is, do I want to flip Jace or not? I think I do. Oh, they took my Faithless Looting. I'm a liar. What am I doing here? Any math facts pertinent to Magic? Yeah, having a relevant understanding of basic statistics is very relevant to Magic the Gathering. See if they've got like a Stubborn Denial or a Spell Snare here. They could be Grixis Shadow. What problems? I have no idea. I just play decks that people pay me to play turn 1 Mystic. I just require that if people want to tell me about changes to the deck that I'm already playing, that they need to have good reasons for it. So this is my job. I just show up and play things and then give feedback on them after. One of the things that you could say, I guess, that this makes it is it makes it more of a modern deck. Modern's all about being super degenerate, and this definitely makes the deck more obnoxious and degenerate, so God bless. Morning, Stephen Douglas. So, if Jace lives here, we have a pretty good chance. Jace died, so we basically have nothing going on. Flashback this Faithless Looting. Ditch this, ditch this. On the back of the Manamorphose, we can get the bird back next turn, so, like, that's good. I just clicked that Jace to trigger the overlay. Yeah. Yeah, one of the many things that makes Magic Online tough. Yeah, Modern's a wacky format. So, like, for instance, my opponent here just played a 1-mana 4/4 that's going to scale up into, like, a 10/10 at some point. I'm going to go ahead and escalate this. Discard this other one since I drew the Noxious Revival. What time will Jeskai control go? Just so that I play the decks in the order that they are listed in my stream title. So we will be getting to Jeskai control about probably towards the end of the day, like 2:30, 3 o'clock probably. I'm gonna put Goryo's Vengeance back on top of my deck here, but more importantly, this puts the Arclight Phoenix into play here. So I am going to be dead to a Teamer Battle Rage from the opponent because this is going to hit them to 3, which makes this a 10/10. But I think this is definitely a line. So they don't have Teamer Battle Rage. They need both a way to kill this and a way to counter my Goryo's Vengeance that I just put back on top to flip Griselbrand into play. So they just milled a Battle Rage. That bodes well for our hero. We're also dead to Red Source Bolt, I suppose. What's going on, Admiral? Good morning. Crap, I deserve this. What's going on? Alright, sweet. So they're dead. That was nice. I fully expect my opponent to be boarding in copies of Leyline of the Void, so I definitely want these Crackling Drakes. I actually don't have a lot of cards here, right? Oh, that's interesting. So someone was asking, like, what does this add to blue-red? Having the ability to gain access to Fatal Push seems like a pretty big deal. Gives us a nice way to interact with what the opponent has going on in terms of big giant monsters. Well, I mean, in addition to scouring me, like, they need to also beat the Phoenix in play. So what do I want to trim here? Collective Brutality is, like, not stellar, but I feel like I also maybe want to cut some of this Griselbrand package. Like, one of each. It might even be just, like, 2 and leave these in, because Goryo's Vengeance is nice, because Goryo's Vengeance gets Jace Vryn's Prodigy back, and if you flip the Jace Vryn's Prodigy, you get to keep it. So we played Esper Goryo a few times that, like, runs that hat trick. Maybe trim, like, one of these and, like, bring in a Dispel as well. Dispel's probably not unplayable here. Like, getting to trade 1-for-1 with their Stubborn Denials for 1 mana is, like, pretty reasonable. This hand's fine. It's, like, pretty sad if they have a turn 1 Leyline, though. I guess I get a little bit caught with my hand in the cookie jar if they take my Serum Visions here, potentially. Yeah, I guess that's bad for me. Yeah, the Teamer list is really sweet. I agree. I'm gonna go ahead and Fetch Shock now and cast this Thought Scour right away. So that way my opponent can't Stubborn Denial it. I think after they took my Serum Vision, I think they're going to be going after my cantrips aggressively, so I just want to make sure this resolves. A Tali in a Rhythm deck. I've not actually. That sounds incredibly sweet. So I'm not going to play the Manamorphose beforehand because I want to save these for once I get this finally in my bid. I'm going to bottom the Noxious Revival. I think I'm going to keep the other Morphos, though. What's my favorite color? I don't know. Probably blue. That's what a sophisticated Magic player would say, right? Blue is my favorite color. Yeah, and like the pod deck on Arena, right? Like, even if you end up not liking it, like the cards that go into it are like basically the core of the Gruul Rhythm deck, so like it's not really that big of a deal either way. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into play tapped, and I'm gonna hold this other Manamorphose for now, because again, this can be helpful for getting Arclight Phoenix into play later. There aren't fantastic gate payoffs in Standard. There isn't anything here. I had someone ask me if I would build around gates, and I told them I didn't think there was enough there. Did you hear there's a pod deck? Yeah, we're referring to Standard. This Standard format is the best format of Magic you'll probably ever play. It's real good. Morning, Steam Flugger. Alright, so opponent's getting aggressive here. They're flashing in Snapcaster Mage. I like this aggressive line from the opponent. They're recognizing their role as the aggro deck in this matchup, whereas we're a combo deck basically, and they're trying to push us out of the game before we can do anything. Which it looks like they're gonna be pretty successful here. Like they get to Fetch Shock with this polluted delta here, putting themselves to 6, which makes the Death Shadow a 7/7, so they hit us for 9, and then we die. Ruka Powered, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. When will we be playing Standard? Probably about an hour from now. Hour and a half or so. Magic Online leagues usually last somewhere between like around 90 minutes with aggressive decks like this. I'm gonna be doing one Magic Online deck every morning, so we'll be starting, or I'm dead this turn. Got it. I guess I'm technically not dead. This is 14. I'm going to 1 here. Yeah, so we'll be doing Magic Online most mornings till about 9:30. Yeah, we have Allie's gate deck in the queue, and I can only assume it's just gonna get run over if we play against anything reasonable. It like doesn't have any plays until the 3rd turn of the game. It's like pretty classic Ollie deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and run it back here. This, I have to imagine Death Shadow is a tough matchup for this. Death Shadow tends to devour decks that are, like, combo-based. Why is the red? You can find all upcoming decks that are going to be playing on the stream in the deck queue on my website, bit.ly/deck queue. Yeah, it seems reasonable. If we find a way to get the pig into the bin, we can go ahead and floop it with the Goryo's Vengeance. What's the name of it in the deck queue? Conveniently, the name of it in the deck queue is the same thing as listed on the stream title. A big fan of consistency. I'm gonna bottom this. I think I'm supposed to keep this Fatal Push. Nah, I'm gonna ship it. I need lands to cast this Crackling Drake, and I really need a way to get Gristle Pig in the graveyard. The Rainbow Lichgate deck. Believe it or not, that's also in the deck queue under that name, under that description. What's the pod deck called in the queue? I don't believe the pod deck's currently in the queue, but you can find it on my website. Click Standard Decks at the top. It's called Temur Vanathir. Vanathir is the legendary creature that's a pod-esque effect in Standard. Alright, well, they hit Nile Spellbomb. That explains why we didn't get Leylined yet, because they're playing this instead of Leyline most likely. Then we'll go Island Crackling Drake up next. Okay, I really need to find out. I hope they roll out the change in how the subs count before the end of the month. Yesterday made me build meme count on Arena. The highs are high and the lows are real low with that one. What a ride! It really takes you through the full range of being human. How many games do you think it'll take you to add the 4th Judy to the Jund list? 0. I'm adding the 4th Judy before we start. I send people back when I accept their deck list that I tell them that I'm gonna make I make changes if I want to make changes, and I mean it when I say put 4 Judys and everything. She's really good. All right, well, wait, they took my bolt? So they must have a removal spell, right? If they took my bolt? Or they just have a shadow that can't do anything? All right, well, that's sweet. Yeah, let's attack. What's the single card from New Standard that's impressed you the most? Definitely the fish crab. In fact, my article this week on Cool Stuff Inc. that'll go up on Wednesday is just me talking about cards from the standard format that have impressed me. Do they not have a removal spell? Gross. What's your favorite meme control deck? I think Land Destruction is probably still fine. We actually have that one back in the queue. We're getting back to it at some point soon. Yep. The fact that they had to burn their spell bomb is not irrelevant here, because it means if we find a way to get the pig into the bin next turn, we'll get to floop it right into play. Rhythm of the Wild is fine, but like as far as like individual power level goes, my pick is definitely Growth Chamber Guardian. Oh, you know what? I should make black with this because we could hit a Collective Brutality. Oh, we can't hit Brutality, right? I got rid of that. How are the cornfields today? They're doing well. I have a question for chat, and I'm gonna say this. I've been waiting to say this, and it's been 20 minutes, and no one's commented on it. But so I'm assuming it's not a problem. But once I say it, everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, it's real loud." Is there a humming noise in the background? I think with the arena music, you probably won't even be able to hear it. You don't hear anything. No hum. It's very mild. It's very mild or nothing. Good. So, the heat in my house is much warmer upstairs than down here. So I have a small space heater running on low behind me. Okay. Yeah, I think once I have the background music from Arena going, you probably won't even be able to hear it when we play that app. Okay. Good. Sweet. I assumed if it was bad, someone would have commented, but. Alright, rewarded for holding the Blackcleave Cliffs. The fact that they hit the... Actually, we should be fine here, right? Because I get to loot with this, and then I can Goryo's Vengeance. Now, they should be dead here, because I get to Goryo's Vengeance the Griselbrand, and then if they counter it, I get to Jace Goryo's Vengeance the Griselbrand. Acidy Dragon, me and my fiance were just having a discussion yesterday about me wasting my money on Twitch. Not wasted. Thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. The best angle for that discussion in my experience, Acidy, is y'all are probably like most people and pay for Netflix, right? Just tell her it's like Netflix. The left side of the overlay is not lined up. I don't know what you mean, Johnny. What overlay? The Tempo Storm square. Yeah, the checkered panel is the sound panels. They're not perfect, but they help a little bit. We've got some all around the room. They're mostly the ones in front of me help the most because obviously this is the wall that my sound bounces off of for the most part. My girlfriend loves Twitch because they play Pokemon, anime, and Doctor Who a lot. That's great. Did someone give him a grand to play this deck? I got $100 to play this deck. It's not quite a grand. That deck seems fine. Like, you know, I feel like decks like this are the ones that I'm going to focus on accepting in Modern moving forward, because decks like this are the ones that are really embracing what Modern's about, doing something sweet, obnoxious, and powerful. So I'm not planning to cover all the walls down here, Blur. So this room that I'm in right now is temporary. Over the summer, my father was a union contractor for like a decade, so he's coming down, and we're going to design and build out the unfinished space in the room next to this one, with the walls are actually going to be sound baffling. We're going to baffle the ceiling too. So these checkered panels are a temporary solution for this temporary office. How much to get you to play Blue Red Delver, Arclight, Terramander, and Legacy? I'm doing 50 for Legacy donations, Aaron. Is the metric I'm doing moving forward for that format. And that sounds fine. Something sweet, proactive, plays the good cards. I think this hand just doesn't do anything, right? And like, it has a cantrip, but it costs 2 mana. I don't have 2 lands, so it seems like an easy mulligan. I'm gonna keep this with a scry. Shouldn't we have binned the looting instead of the land last game? If they had surgical on Griselbrand, we could have bolted them, fetch shocked, and then bolted them again. Yeah, that's a good line. That's a good call, Rob. All right, so the slightly awkward thing about this is because I'm on the play, I actually need to Thought Scour them because I want to keep that land on top of my deck. The Tempo Storm box is not... Oh, it's wide is what you're saying. I got you. I got you. I understand. I was like, what part of the overlay are we talking about here? All right, so I know that this is not resolving. However, I am escalating it because I want the Gristle Pig in my graveyard. Have I totally sold out of Paper Magic? I haven't owned a Paper Magic deck in like probably 3 or 4 years. That's not true. It's probably only like 2 years ago that I finally sold all my Kiki Horde stuff. Yeah, I agree. If Magic Online had an interactive overlay like Magic Arena offers, it would be incredibly more successful than it is on Twitch. And that's not to say like it would be Arena popular, but like my regulars who have started watching Arena that like enjoy my personality would be able to like enjoy Magic Online to some degree if they could just like know what the cards were. All right. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little piggies, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little piggies. Wow, that's unfortunate. Okay, woof. Well, let's attack. Magic Arena is really good. If you are someone, my best advice for people is always, if you play Magic for the social aspect, you should definitely keep your Paper Magic cards. However, if you're just playing Magic for the sake of playing Magic and you aren't doing it to like interface with friends and do other stuff to interface with human beings, Arena lets you play so much more actual Magic than Paper Magic ever could. I'm gonna go to 5. I just like don't have enough tools at the moment to like win the game, so I want to like draw up to a spot where I can win the game. What else we got over here? It's another bolt. Sure. What we say are the best rares from RNA, the fish crab. My article going up on Quill Stuff Inc. tomorrow, so there'll be a preview of it tonight in the subs Discord. It's going to talk about all my favorite cards from the new set. So definitely be sure to check that out. Yeah, I've got little kids and I never have time to get out of the house. Yeah. Yeah, and like Arena's great too, because with kids, like, you know, if they're eating lunch or they're watching a show, you could like play for 20 minutes or 30 minutes while you're waiting for them to finish their stuff, which is really convenient. Well, we are just starting out this morning, but yeah, it's not quite a factor of 10. Yesterday, our numbers were high. So, like, my average viewer count under Arena since the new set released has been about 2,000 to 2,500. So, I don't expect Magic Online to ever get to that point. But Magic Online, usually we see, like, 600 to 1,000 with Magic Online. Alright, so I probably don't need this Noxious Revival. I probably want these bolts. I probably don't want this brutality. I probably don't need more than a 5th land, so I'm gonna bin this because I want my land to be untapped next turn. I have a basic mountain in my deck still. I need one more card to discard here. It's probably just this Thought Scour. Yeah, let's do that. And then I hit another Griselbrand, so excuse me. Next turn we'll be able to floop the other Griselbrand into play. Yep, details how to get into the Discord are here. Most notably, the instructions you need to note there is that this has to be done from your desktop Discord client. You can't join the server from mobile. Once you're in the server, you can access it from mobile, but you can't join using mobile. It's a thing that catches a lot of people. So, Goryo's Vengeance, they Spell Queller, I bolt their Spell Queller, I get my Griselbrand, I attack, I play Jace. So you want to let the Spell Queller trigger resolve, because if you bolt the Spell Queller in response to its enter the battlefield to trigger, your spell is going to get exiled permanently. And I think I'm drawing 7 again, because I really just, like, want more Griselbrands to put in the bin, right? Or, like, Arclight Phoenixes. I haven't hit any Phoenixes yet. So, I think staying at 4 here is fine. Like, this isn't going to kill me next turn. Wow, that draw is bad. So, I guess I'm binning this extra Jace. I'm going to bin a land. I'm going to bin... Collective Brutality is kind of slow. Faithless Looting is probably useful here. I don't think I need this. Brutality's slow. I definitely want these. I'm just going to ditch the other land, actually. Let's pass. A friendly tryhard. Thank you for the 2/3 video. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yep. All right, so let's start with this. Yeah, no birds in the top 2/3 of our deck, actually. There's only 24 cards left, so basically 2/3. Let's make red-blue a couple of times here and cycle through these. Let's Serum Visions and dig for some birds here. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and Serum Visions to get set up a little bit more here, because if I find another bird, we can put it into play. If I find 2 more birds, we can really get going. So I have how many looks to find more birds? I have 3 looks. I have 3 looks with Serum Visions. I have a look with Jace, and I have 2 looks with this. So I have 6 looks to find 2 birds here. There's another one. Top that. Well, I guess Thought Scour gives me 3, right? Because it mills 2 plus it draws. So this actually gives me 1 more since I have the loot with the Jace still. Why is Jace Vryn's Prodigy considered good? Because it gives you an extra threat that also gives you another way to get cards like Arclight Phoenix into the bin. I think I'm actually going to be conservative here and leave an Arclight Phoenix back. What are the odds they kill me with this card? Do they have any combination of draws that let them kill me from 4 with this card? What do we think? They play a 5th land and they play a Singleton Lord to 2 nobles. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be conservative and do this. Well, I can't cast Collected Company and attack with Mutavault. Double Noble's a real play, though. And I feel like I'm super far ahead at this point, so I just want to, like, play around a worst-case scenario. Yeah, the Green Hat Elves list is sweet for sure. Because next turn, I'm going to get to likely find more Arclight Phoenixes, because I just have infinite Faithless Lootings. And I'm going to get to down-tick my Jace Vryn's Prodigy onto Goryo's Vengeance and put this pick into play. This deck seems sweet. I'm kind of digging what this deck is doing. Modern all day today? No, we're playing 1 Modern League to start, and then we're going to be going on over to Magic Online, or Magic Arena with Standard. So the decks that we're playing today in the formats are listed in the stream title. So you can see there's 1 Modern deck listed, then we're going to play 4 or 5 Standard decks. My plan is to do 1 Magic Online League every morning when I first fire up. So about 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there, I'll start with a Magic Online League, and then we'll pivot to Arena right after. You know what? I think Anger is probably not good here, but I think I want all this spot removal. Collective Brutality is pretty bad. I wonder if this is a Dispel matchup. I feel like it's probably not. I think I, again, just want to go to trimming some of this Goryo's Vengeance package. Just because they're pretty likely to bring in Rest in Peace post-board. No Engineered Explosives in this sideboard is probably a miss, because it's a good way to take, like, Rip off the table, also just being, like, a flexible good Magic card. Is Anger? I don't think so, Burgle. So, like, their creatures can get outside of Anger range, and they tend to play Selfless Spirit, which makes it less good. Also, their Mausoleum Wanderers make Anger of the Gods awkward. So I think I want to do this. Like I said, just trim down on these, expecting graveyard hate, because these cards are bad when they have our graveyard shut off. I think I probably wouldn't mind the full 4 Crackling Drake in the 75. We also draw enough cards that's probably okay. Mismatched Dispels. Listen, we're all heathens here. Yeah, it seems sweet. Got a good mix of stuff. We're going to lead on Steam Vents and hold on to the Bloodstained Mire for a hot second, because we likely want to be triggering Revolt for Fatal Push. Morning Blind him. Perfect. So let's lead on Serum Visions here to potentially set up Arclights to bin with this Thought Scour. Perfect. Top. So then next turn I'll go land Jace Vryn's Prodigy, and then we can loot through. Oh, never mind. JK. LOL. Look at that. Who doesn't love Merfolk Looter? Love me some Merfolk Looter. Stop it. You don't board in one, you don't board in surgical in general against fair decks, and two, you definitely don't board in if you're expecting Rest in Peace. So, stop it. Yeah, Drake beats Rip, generally speaking. And also, like, we can just, like, cast Arclight Phoenix, too. Yeah, we can actually just cast this card for mana here still, which is great. I probably can't beat that card. I do have Merfolk Looter here that can maybe help, but there's a good chance that that one's unbeatable. Wow, what a tilt. Let's make blue-red here, looking to draw an untapped land so I can play Crackling Drake. Yeah, Abrade kills artifacts. Perfect. Alright, this thing's a 9-4. Go. That draws a card for some reason. Do I wait on Thought Scouring them when we chart rip? Yeah, Crackling Drake counts our exile. So they missed 2 points of damage here. Any boomerangs in the list? Nope, no boomerangs. I personally play with English non-foil magic cards only, because this was a reason to play the thing the turn before, because it just saves time. I don't care about people who like to play with foils. Like, you want to play with foils, more power to you. But I personally prefer to play with English non-foils just because it makes the gameplay go faster. Hey, what's going on, at home gamer? Thanks for the $10 tip. I assume that's add something to the queue. Oh. As per fun. At home gamer, can you please respond to the email letting me know which deck that's for? Cause you didn't link the deck in the thing. No, I wanted to loot. Damn it, Magic Online. We're dead here anyways. I can't beat this stupid worship. Welcome to Modern. Enjoy your stay. I think mono green, splashing for rhythm and spellbreaker. Yeah, you're basically Gruul at that point. Like, what? Why aren't you just playing Gruul at that point? The Gruul deck's very good. I probably want Anger in the face of worship, huh? Yeah. I'm gonna trim and opt and lightning axe. Oh, that's true. Get my deck. Yeah, that's true. I'm just gonna get rid of the Griselbrand plan. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, brutality kills them through worship. I boarded this out because, like, it doesn't kill a lot of stuff, but killing them through worship is worthwhile. Now, Grim's really good here. They're not always gonna have rip. I'd rather trim things like Griselbrand or Goryo's Vengeance than the Grim Lavamancer. Perfect. Thank you. It just helps me connect the donations to what's going where, so I don't get things mixed up. Would you swap out Seltering Suns for Anger? No, Austin. I think Anger and straight Blue-Red Phoenix does this too. This deck has this archetype tends to have a bad Dredge matchup, so Anger plus Surgical gives you like a reasonable Dredge matchup. And like generally speaking, you can like sequence your stuff around your own Anger of the Gods. No, Goryo's Vengeance is still useful with Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I'm sure there's a few of you here that are a standard waiting room Totos. This is match 2, so probably gonna be about 45 minutes to an hour. Well, worship is horse poop. You're not wrong. Where did I put my water bottle? There it is. It's like I had a water bottle around here somewhere. I'm going to do this before I play the land, because this way they might get frisky and think I don't have a land and try and counter this. And if this turns into Doomblade, I'm okay with that. What do you think of Kaya? I think Kaya is not a playable Magic card. I think her down tick doesn't impact the board in a relevant way, and her uptick and ultimate are both mediocre. You're not wrong, Struminator. Playing Arena or playing Magic Online after knowing Arena exists kind of feels like going back to an office job after I've spent like a bunch of time streaming playing video games. Yeah, I agree to Nemesis. And like I haven't talked at length about the KCI banning, but the more meaningful thing to me about what they posted yesterday isn't even the fact that they banned KCI. The most meaningful takeaway from what Ian Duke posted on the Mothership, as well as Aaron Forsythe's follow-up comments on Twitter, is that they are happy with how Modern is right now, and they believe, in their opinion, the current Modern format is a healthy Magic format to them, which means the current pile of decks that are racing each other and trying to just go past each other into the night is what they want to have the format be. Y'all want to see a trick? Do y'all want to see a trick? Who wants to see a trick? So we're going to give this -2/-2. And then we're going to flip this. And then we're going to target this, and this is going to die. And for my next trick... Bye, friends. So the reason why Mental Misstep's a miserable Magic card that should never be unbanned is because Mental Misstep makes it so everybody starts with playing 71 card decks. Even if your deck doesn't want to play Mental Misstep, you probably have some 1-mana spells in it, so you then have to play Mental Misstep, so you can Mental Misstep your opponent's Mental Missteps. Just creates a really, really pretty miserable play pattern. Changes to triggers? What triggers? What change to triggers are for? I'm talking about the ban list changes. I don't know about changes to triggers. No, mental misstep is basically, it would have had to cost mana to be okay. All right, so yeah, I'm not familiar with that policy update. I don't play much paper Magic anymore, so I don't really follow policy updates anymore. When you just play Magic the Gathering online, you get to ignore policy updates. It's a happy upside. Just gonna go ahead and do this. Do I play this Grim Boy out? I feel like I want to play the Grim Boy out. Maybe I should have waited to use this until I played the Grim Boy. This is obviously, it feels like a Collected Company or a Spell Queller, right? What is, can someone link the policy change so I can read it, so I can comment in an intelligent manner? Colonel Troll a while ago. First of all, special hand during trigger default actions are gone. These rules have been around forever. They predate the IPG and nobody likes them that much. If you don't get it, now if you miss the trigger with a default option, your opponent decides if it goes in the stack. If it does, you make all... Oh, so like, if someone misses their pack trigger, they no longer automatically lose the game? That's the takeaway from that. That's interesting. Let's go with interesting. Let's call it interesting. You know what? Yeah, all I'm hearing is don't worry about it. Don't worry about the thing, 'cause every little thing gonna play standard, yeah. Don't worry, play standard. Don't even have to worry about this, yeah. Alright, well there's another image that dies. So if they don't have a Spell Queller here, I'm gonna clear their board. So this attacks for 5. Sags, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. We're opening the Dodge Drog Skull Captain here. Maybe I should have kept the 5th land on top of my deck. It's very possible. Don't everybody keep calm and play video games. It's okay. Crap. I need the bolt that's on top of my deck, right? So I need to decline this search. Yeah, I need the bolt that's on top of my deck. So we're gonna plus Jace here, kill this. We'll anger plus bolt this, everything will die, they'll just fall like dominoes. So if their last card is Rattle Chains, I get got here. Well, I guess I can anger first, clear the nobles, then change phases. Remember when we could cut the line and Jeff would drop everything and play the deck? Judith, sounds fun, more fun. Sounds good. Thank you for the absurd bits, CTR. Is that for a specific Judith deck? Or where should I put those? Just let me know. Well, anger doesn't exile the illusion because anger doesn't target. So Jace is gonna get rid of the illusion by targeting it. So let's start with this. I feel you, man. What's going on, Meditai? Thank you for the biddies. Good morning. And Gamer, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm excited to see how it goes. Another thing I might want to change. So, yeah, so the reason why I'm sequencing like this, you gotta do anger first, because if my opponent's last card is Rattle Chains, they could cast it off the Noble Hierarchs. So we're actually in like a pretty reasonable spot here now, right? Like their board is gone, they have 2 cards. If they don't hit Collected Company, we should be good to go. Well, you actually could never miss your Prized Amalgam triggers. Because Prized Amalgam is a card in the wrong zone. Alright, we're going to start by doing... right, Metatype? Perfect. These are also good hits. I'm actually going to go ahead and just drain them here to get my third spell in. I don't really care about this. I think they have Spell Queller as their last card. I think I'm going to hold Arclight Phoenix back here because it feels like Spell Queller is their last card. Can I win this game with a Jace ult? How do I feel about winning this game with a Jace ult? I feel like that's possible. Probable. I'm going to decline attacking here. That pause felt like Spell Queller. Alright, so if we cast like 7 spells, they'll be dead. We mill now, boys and girls. Perfect. So there's 35 cards in your deck for people that can't make out the tiny moto number. They have 1 card in hand. Would love a land. Thank you for asking. No, I don't think so, Burgle. I think I want the Drake as a backup blocker for a situation like this. So let's see if they drew a protection spell. If they drew a protection spell, we could get into hot water here. Alright, down to 24 cards. They're running Unified Will. That's interesting. Sweet. And we have Bolt plus Fatal Push here. Honestly, they're just dead to this, right? It's funny, when I was talking with Ross Merriam, he described this card as reading Suspend 1, win the game. Which has been my experience with it. It's like, alright, this is my 14-4. Are we done here? Crackling Drake. Crackling Drake reads Suspend 1, win the game. Just smell them. Alright, it's a really easy 2-0 start. How are we doing today, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We do some Modern or Legacy every single morning here to start, and then we do some Standard on Magic Arena every afternoon/late morning after that. If you find yourself enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. By subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Aries Razors would love to help you get that close, clean shave. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/shuggle you can save $5 in your brand new starter kit with them. Remember, just because you like playing the degenerate decks doesn't mean you need to look like it. Hurley Burley Studios does professional Magic the Gathering altars. At hurleyburleystudio.com, you can find a great portfolio of border extensions and full art replacements. And using code Jeff10, you can save 10% on any of the orders that you place there with her. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. They also very recently added a draft simulator to their website, so be sure to check that out. And of course, MTGO Traders is your source for all of your Magic the Gathering Online needs. If you want to flip some piggies yourself on Magic the Gathering Online, be sure to check them out. And you can use code Hoagland PayPal to save 8% on your orders there with them. Thanks for being there while I learned to code. Keep up the good work. Iron, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Blue Newbie. Just picked up the Warhammer TCG on mobile. Really enjoying it. Yeah, it's definitely a sweet one, Blue Newbie. It's my favorite mobile card game right now for sure. And thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. Caldred with the brand new Prime support. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. What was the peak number of viewers yesterday? Just shy of 11,000. Which was fun. It was the first time I'd ever rolled past 5 digits. And I'm not sure that that's ever going to happen again, but it was definitely fun to do when we did. We also, more importantly, I think the thing that impressed me the most is once I rolled off the front page, the volume of viewers that I maintained on average was like really impressive, I think. So like we stayed above around 5,000 viewers for a long time, and then we actually ended up averaging for the entire stream like 4,600, which was awesome. Hey, Digisax, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Thanks for shipping that this way this month. I think I'm actually going to discard Griselbrand to hand size here. And then I'm going to Lightning Axe, discarding the Arclight Phoenix next turn. How does it improve this deck in theory? It gives it this more combo aspect. So it's less of a fair deck game one and more of a get really big plays going. Let's let this trigger happen. Another Griselbrand on top. Okay. Hey, Bad Breathe with the brand new Prime support. Thank you very much. Welcome. I appreciate that. Oh, you know what? If I take a hit here, am I supposed to wait for Eidolon? I mean, I think I'm supposed to wait for Eidolon. No Eidolon. All right. No, they have main deck Skullcrack, so like if they Skullcrack us next turn, where they're gonna be fine. Morning, Nivik. Am I playing any upcoming live events? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna be. I was thinking about going to the Open in Indianapolis this weekend, but I think after thinking about it more, I'm just gonna stay home. I've been working a ton. Like, I basically just didn't see the kids yesterday with the long days, so I think the responsible thing is to stay home and play catch up, hang out with the kids and the family. A little unfortunate there. The mobile's broken, Mother Lady. Should do the Dallas Open. Yeah, if I was going to go to any Open, it would definitely be the Indy Open, because that's super close. And they have Eidolon. So we're dead. Well, I mean... So... You're saying there's a chance. This Manamorphose needs to hit. I'm gonna make blue. Do I make blue black or blue red? Blue red makes me more likely to get the Arclight Phoenix back. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. If we hit any instant or sorcery we could cast there, we would have a pretty good shot here because we'd be attacking him to 7 with the Arclight Phoenix, but now we just have nothing going on, right? Like we've blown our load and just have nothing left. GP Vegas? No. Vegas isn't really my kind of town. I really don't understand the appeal of Las Vegas. Like, there's a casino boat 35 minutes up the river. So if I ever up the road, so if I ever decide to if I ever feel the need to play blackjack, I could go do that there. Yep. All right. That's magic sometimes, right? You know, just draw a bunch of lands and die. Other than proximity, is there anything that makes you want to attend a paper magic tournament? No, not really. I can we talk about on stream, right? There's so playing online is so good for in terms of just like getting to play large volumes of Magic that like if I'm just looking to actually just play Magic, I'm usually pretty content just playing online. If you want to gamble, you can just play a competitive league. Exactly. I think, again, I'm boarding like they're likely to have Graveyard Hate because they usually do. I'm going to leave some Gristle Pigs in because it is really, really good if they don't have it. I think I'm going to trim a Serum Visions here, too. Just, like, try and cut down on some of the cantrip effects. And I'm actually going to trim a Lightning Axe for an Abrade. Just, like, again, trimming on some of my graveyard stuff. So that way if they have Rest in Peace, I'm less hosed. Thanks for watching, Gingerkin. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to do some more of it today. Vryn's Prodigy's been really good. This is match 3. We are currently 2-0. For Hurly Burly, do we send the cards in and they alter them, or how does that work normally? Do they know? I believe you can do either. You can pay for them to buy the cards, or you can send them your stuff. The details should be on the site, though. Abrade is good for Bridge. I should probably bring both of those in. That's a good call. Like that suggestion. So I have Collective Brutality in my hand here, but one of the things I always like to stress when playing against Burn with Collective Brutality is that Collective Brutality is not card advantage against Burn. Collective Brutality generates tempo against Burn, and that it allows us to convert 3 cards into 3 cards against them for only 2 mana, but it is just trading 3 for 3. It's not gaining us card advantage. Confusion is Bliss works with Hurley, so they can definitely confirm that. So I think here I'm going to ban the Swamp and the Looting. Well, maybe I'm supposed to hold on to the Looting. Their hand's pretty good. So they don't have 2 mana yet, but I think I'm going to take the Lightning Helix because it helps them race in terms of gaining health here. So we're going to get double tailored here. I'm going to die pretty quickly. And this is like, when people ask me like what I think about these other decks that come into Modern, I always feel like whenever I'm looking at a new combo deck or a new linear deck in Modern, the question I always ask myself is like, okay, why would I play this deck instead of playing Burn? Or why would I play this deck instead of playing Storm if I'm interested in them from a purely competitive standpoint? It's like, what are these decks doing that are like uniquely different from these? What a tilt. Just drew the Arclight Phoenix and bin the Crackling Drake. It's very possible I should have been the Thought Scour instead of the Faithless Looting. Yeah, their hand's very good. So like my Collective Brutality is like gonna lose its merit here because they're gonna double bolt suspend Rift Bolt. Although I guess they might hold one of the bolts to protect it from Collective Brutality. I mean, that's not strictly true, Gift Frog Monster. I think you're only a masochist if you're playing Modern and expecting to play fair. Like, if you're embracing Modern for, like, the degenerate pile of Magic cards that it is, like, it's a very reasonable format, right? Like, while there's combo decks like Nexus and Memekin in Standard, they're definitely less volatile than decks in this format, right? So, like, if you enjoy playing decks like Griselbrand, like, Modern's a much better format for that than Standard will ever be, right? That's part of the appeal of it. It's the people that are showing up playing like Jund and Green Black Rock and Jeskai Control that like I feel bad for those people a little bit. Yeah, Storm's great. Storm's one of the many good degenerate decks in Modern. Definitely gets people dead very efficiently. Yeah, decks like Green White Value Town, like those people are off base. Those people would be much happier playing Standard. And honestly, I'm one of those people. Like, if a deck like Green White Value Town was good in Modern, I'd be all about playing a deck like that, because I think that type of deck is sweet. It just isn't good. Why not cycle Manamorphose to try and hit the 1-mana thing? Yeah, maybe I should. It's probably a good point. Another thing about that too, though, is that like they have this Rift Bolt on suspend. So like if I put the Phoenix into play last turn, oh, I should have done this first, probably, right? Maybe, I don't know. I might wanna hold this or discard this and keep something else here. There's no Vryn Prodigy or Griselbrand in my bin, so we'll just discard these. Better way to phrase that, if you enjoy playing against unfair decks, you could enjoy playing Modern. There are a few of us who enjoy being the fair deck in the room. Yeah, I guess, Burgle. Can you explain the reason behind Risk Factor? Yeah, Risk Factor is just a way for you to generate some extra advantage. Do you consider Blue Phoenixes in Modern to be fair or unfair? I think these decks are like Turbo Xerox. They're basically combo decks. This deck's leaning even more into being a combo deck, but yeah, the reason why the Arclight deck is good is because it can kill people on turn 3. We're probably dead here, right? We're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna move along. There's no way we can pull anything together here. All right, we're sitting at 3 here, just waiting to die. Japs with the brand new Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. I don't know. I'd say it's not worth thinking about things like Splinter Twin, because they're just not going to happen. Speaking of, if you want Stoneforge Mystic back, you should go like that tweet. Wait, was Summoner's Egg really banned in Vintage? That can't be real, right? Any thoughts if the new Dovin ban is playable? I think if Dovin ban's going to have a home, it's going to be in either white splash blue aggro or blue splash white aggro or some kind of Bant tokens. Those are the types of strategies that can leverage it. We've tried it in a lot of more mid-range shells that don't have a lot of small creatures in them, and it definitely comes up very short in those styles of decks. Definitely have not been happy with that card in those styles of decks. Waiting. Wow, there are not a lot of people in this Modern League. There's not even 600 people here. There's less than 1,000 people between both Modern Leagues here. Woof. Now I'm hot and bothered reading the tweet you replied to. It's really bad, Steam Flogger. I avoided responding to it yesterday, but I just read it again this morning. I was like, this is so incredibly stupid. I just need to get this out. All those banned KCI players gone, right, Zach? We kept saying Summoner's Egg, and it made me want to see Summoner's Egg. I think I was just Inception. Sounds good, Cole. I'll get that edited in. Karn Scion of Urza is not Modern playable. It's playable in decks that are bad. So, if you want to play a deck that's bad, you can put it in whatever you want. What do you think about Modern in 2020? I think people that love Modern will continue to play Modern, but with a new non-rotating format, it'll have less new players coming into the format. I think the types of people, a new non-rotating format means that the only types of people that are generally going to end up into Modern are people that are looking for the really, really degenerate gameplay. Because like I feel like there's a large group of there's a sizable, I don't want to say large, but I feel like there's likely a sizable group of people who really like playing non-rotating formats of Magic, but can't afford Legacy, but also would rather play more fair decks, which means they don't have a good place to go right now. And if the new non-rotating format is somewhere more fair, like it's likely to be, it's not difficult to be more fair than Modern. That format's going to really appeal to those players. If you want to play a deck that's bad, you can send it to my deck queue. That's very true. Temple of Deceit, for those not super familiar with Modern, likely implies that my opponent's playing Ad Nauseum, which, like most of Modern, means that this matchup's about to be a race, so I need to try and put on my racing boots and try and get degenerate here. Let's get linear. You know I wanna be linear. Let's get into linear. Alright, so this Arclight Phoenix means I have to make a decision because I drew another one. So I flooped an Arclight Phoenix with this Thought Scour, which means that I could put this Arclight Phoenix into play this turn by going Morphose Bolt Opt. That being said, I think I want to wait a turn, and I'm going to Collective Brutality this turn, escalate, discarding the Arclight Phoenix here and like looking at their hands. This is good. I get to be a little bit interactive here, maybe keep ourselves from dying, and then next turn I can Morphose Bolt Opt and get 2 Phoenixes into play. So I could get 1 back this turn, but by waiting I get 2 back next turn. Free bits, thanks for the free biddies. Yeah, discard Phoenix Strain. There's a lot of things that are older than me, Steam Flugger. That is the arena waiting room music, exactly. Alright, well their poker hand's pretty good. We'll take the one that they don't have 2 of. So Ad Nauseum, for those not familiar, my opponent's deck is an A-B combo deck. They pair Ad Nauseum with either Angel's Grace or Phyrexian Unlife to draw their entire deck and then win the game immediately. He's a machine. yeah. Every message Beetle posts in chat is attached to $1. He's great. I'm gonna bottom that. We're just like looking for more. Get up and go. Perfect. I'm bottoming both of these, I think. So I cast 3 spells already, right? I did Manamorphose, up Serum Visions. I think I'm gonna hold these bolts as surprise kill use. Like this. These bolts take a turn off the clock. So they don't know that they're dead next turn with these bolts in my hand. So by holding them, my opponent thinks they have 1 more turn than they do. Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic spikes every banner restricted update. Alright. Not even gonna pack me. Probably doesn't matter. I'm always afraid I'll say something stupid, so I should just put money in everything. Good morning, Beetle. Alright, so we want some interaction here because we are racing. Abrade and Dispel are both meaningful interaction. Lightning Axe doesn't do anything, as we saw there. What are the trims here? Wonder if I don't want a braid. I guess a braid's kind of narrow. I think it's just Axe for Dispel here. Getting you to stand, I've been watching you for the last 3 weeks. I'm wondering what your thoughts are better between Mardu Aristocrats and Rakdos aggro. I'm honestly not sure. They're both doing similar, interesting things. I don't think I've played enough games with either to really have a strictly better worse. Is Jace too slow? Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. I don't want to cut all of them because, like, I need ways to get Griselbrand into the bin. I'll cut 1. We'll trim one. All right. Hopefully we'll find a pig here. We'll be good to go. Have any idea what time Jeskai Control will be today? Probably about probably about 3 o'clock or so, which is approximately 6 hours from now. Bolt doesn't do much here. Bin the extra land. Next turn, I'll get to go land, Morphose, Scour myself, looting. Is there a Hollowed One Phoenix deck? There was one that saw a little bit of play. It put up a couple of moto results, but it didn't put up any results at big tournaments. Is this Magic? Yeah, this is one of Magic's older non-rotating formats. This is called Modern, and we are currently playing on Magic the Gathering Online, which is Magic's original online client, which is currently about 17 years old. Magic Online will be able to vote in the next presidential election. Sweet. We found a Gristle Pig for the bin. Discard this. Discard this, I think. Now I'm going to hold on to the extra one because this pig's probably going to draw me another pig. Alright, so this is on 2 now. We'll be pivoting to Arena after I finish this league, which is, we are currently in match 4, so about another half hour or so. And I want to make sure I leave the blue mana source up here because I could draw a Dispel. How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? I hit all 4 Arclight Phoenixes. Or 3 of them. I hit 3 Arclights. I think I just passed, right? Because I have Dispel. Dispel is what I was digging for. I don't really think I need to draw anything else. So next, this deck is really sweet. Like, so now, like, I discard all of these to hand size. So, like, next turn, I get to put 3 Arclights plus a Griselbrand into play, which just sounds quite excellent. Pretty sure I want the land. Don't really need this. Probably don't need this. Yeah, I'm definitely, like, picking up what this deck is putting down. It's felt really reasonable so far. Does the punt command hit mods? If a mod types punt, the bot asks me to time the mod out. Oh. Huh. Well. Man, enchantments suck. Actually just can't beat that. Well, yeah, this deck needs Engineered Explosives in the sideboard. So, Phyrexian on life says you can't die, you take poison counters, and Solemnity says you can't get counters, including poison counters. So I literally just can't kill them. And my deck doesn't have a way to interact with that. Welcome to Modern, enjoy your stay. This hand just doesn't do anything, right? This hand had a Faithless Looting, it would actually be like the stones, but it doesn't. This hand's pretty good. It's got a Faithless Looting. A lot of people who are really good Magic players that have been playing the straight blue-red build Burgle have been playing Jace, Vryn, Prodigy and having good success with it. So I'm actually not going to do anything on one here because I want to guarantee draw my second land. Can you suspend a creature with Solemnity in play? Yeah, I believe so. I love how when I say, well, that's just it, welcome to Modern, like, that's not a complaint, chat. That's a statement of fact. And I get that, like, you're looking for a reason to dislike me. So rather than accepting and, like, recognizing that, like, Modern's full of degenerate bullshit, I work not to swear. Rather than accepting the fact that Modern is full of linear nonsense, you go, oh, Jeff is just complaining. It's not that this is what Modern is. No, that's what Modern is. That's what the format is about. And that's okay. If you enjoy that kind of Magic, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what gets your jollies off and that's what makes you enjoy playing Magic, great. Enjoy it. But ignoring, God, this hand is great. Ignoring that, like, that's what Modern is silly. Because that's what it is. I'm just realistic. I get it. Modern has a lot of this stuff that comes at you from every angle where you just get comboed or just get killed and there's literally nothing you can do about it. And again, not a complaint, simply a statement of fact. Yeah, we're gonna bolt myself. We're gonna Goryo's Vengeance. Yeah, this deck is really sweet. Look at that, I get to put the Angry Birds into play. Because I had to hit myself, I have to draw 7 less cards, though, which is a little bit sad. Griselbrand to draw a non-bolt card. Yeah, it's probably a good suggestion. It's less classy, though, Burgle. Come on. Can't you class up the joint? Oh, I could have bolted Griselbrand, too. Yeah, that's super, right? Bolting the Griselbrand was the line. I just wanted to bolt myself because it's the cheeky play. I could have drawn 7 more. All right, so let's try and find another Griselbrand, or I'm trying to find another Griselbrand or another Phoenix here. This deck is sweet. I like this deck. This deck identifies and understands what you're supposed to be doing in Modern, which is getting people. I'm all about getting people, chat. That's what this format's about. It's about getting them dead. What a good reasonable turn 4. Griselbrand, you rang, Hogland. Let's play a game. There isn't one safety valve that could slow Modern down. There isn't. You need to ban a quarter of the format. And you shouldn't do that. You should just let people like playing busted stuff. That's what Modern's about. If you don't want to play busted stuff like Exhibit A, go play Standard. Go play Legacy. Those formats have good, fair decks in them that are awesome. This format's about embracing the Faithless Looting decks and the Ancient Stirring decks and the Mox Opal decks. Do something busted. No, it doesn't, Melka. I would encourage you to read Phyrexian Life. Phyrexian on life is not worship. Legacy's not as busted as Modern because it contains Force of Will and Daze and Wasteland. There are decks that are degenerate in Legacy, but they tend to get beat up by the decks that are good. So Legacy has a very narrow playable card pool because almost every good deck in Legacy contains Chalice of the Void or Force of Will. And those two cards keep a lot of the potentially degenerate decks that could exist in the format in check. Yeah, Legacy, because the Legacy playable card pool is so small, there's a lot of, almost every deck that does see play can punish those linear decks. I agree, Mother Lady. Legacy is still full of feel-bad moments, but they're different than the degenerate feel-bad moments that Modern generates. Wasteland might be my #1 least favorite card to play against. It's super miserable in my opinion. It takes the resource variance that's built into Magic and cranks it up to a 12. I say it's real good. This deck's been sweet. I wasn't expecting this deck to be good, and it's pleasantly surprised me. City of Brass. Ad Nauseum again? Could be Dredge. Dredge. Okay. It's really interesting how Legacy has the largest amount of playable cards, but it actually ends up restricting the format. Well, it has the largest amount of legal cards, right? So the amount of playable cards in Legacy is absurdly small, but it has a lot of cards that are, like, on the legality list. I'm gonna bottom these, I think. Not really looking for either of what these are doing. This matchup's probably pretty impossible for us game 1. And we're kind of looking for a third lane. When Blue-Red Phoenix steals games in this matchup, game 1, usually it involves a Thing in the Ice. So the fact that we, like, don't have Thing in the Ice probably makes it difficult for us to win. So what do I want to do here? I think it's just Vryn's Prodigy. I'm just going to move along. I mean, so, like, the problem is turn 2 Demon doesn't really give us a chance against anything, because in order for Demon to be good, we have to hammer our health total, and hammering our health total leaves us dead to Creeping Chills and Conflagrates. And didn't have Elf Crabs. What would you recommend? I would recommend getting Elf Crabs. You can play without Spellbreakers, but Elf Crab is very important to that archetype. In my opinion. Alright, let's try this. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Drakes in this matchup. Because they could be Leyline avoiding me. Elf Crab is gonna be my pick for the most impactful card from the new set. I think it's just gonna be a 4x in every green deck until it rotates. What role does Noxious Revival play in this deck? It's a free spell that occasionally gives you utility. So having a spell you don't have to pay mana for, like, works well with Arclight Phoenix. What is Elf Crab? Growth Chamber Guardian, is that its name? It's the 2/2 that adapts into a 4/4 and gets a copy of itself. Squadron Crab. Squadron Crab. Squadron Crab is wonderful. Alright. That beeping was me changing the setting on my space heater. It was actually getting a little warm in here. I don't want to be hot, I just want to be not cold. Oh no! Dang it, Hogland. Well, that's unfortunate. Apparently, I had knocked my water bottle over. This carpet is so nice. At least it's just water. Just played Tribal Bolts in the next Modern League. MTGA faster. Sounds good, SCTR. Thank you for the biddies. Don't tell Christy, chat. Don't do it. Don't rat me out. Hand doesn't do anything. This hand doesn't have lands. Do I like standard or modern more? Definitely standard. Modern's good for a little bit of variety. Most of the modern decks I'm accepting from here on out are decks that are just like super linear combo decks. I think they're fun to play on occasion, but from a quality of gameplay perspective, I definitely prefer standard. Perfect. That can let us do some stuff. Ugh, gross. I think Domri fits in the grow list on your website. I don't think Domri's very good. In fact, if you forced me to describe Domri using words, I would use the words aggressively mediocre. I think Domri tends to come up. I think what, like, you kind of want Domri to do, Vivian just ends up doing much better on average. I think Domri's fine out of the Gruul sideboards for... I should probably go get an actual towel and not keep using paper towels here. This is Magic Online, so I can walk away. Sorry, I'm gonna run and grab an actual towel real quick. Sorry. Oh, I'm dumb. Alright, sorry about that. Were the kids bad while I was gone? Yep. The worst part is, too, is I have a water bottle that closes up at the top, and not only had I knocked it over, but I'd forgotten to close the top. Think that there will be a list that's just Better Golgari that has great removal and threats, and Gruul can go fast. If so, how do we find the balance? I think it's probably, if a good Jund list is going to exist, it's probably like green-black with the Explore package, plus like Theater and Bedevil, and what it turns out to be. Oh God! Well, we kept our anger of the gods, so they've got They've got Burning Inquiry in their Dredge deck. So that's interesting. We were doing that ourselves recently. I did, however, lose my extra red source here, which sucks. So I was planning on being Manamorphose. I got snitched on, yeah, obviously. Obs. Alright. Cooking with gas. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little piggies, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little piggies, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little piggies. Do. Do I take another hit here? I think I'm supposed to take another hit. I haven't found another Griselbrand yet. Sweet, found another Griselbrand. Did we find a second bird? I did not find a second bird. I did, however, find a surgical extraction. What am I supposed to do? So I'm definitely binning that. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that, actually. That's an easy bin. That's an easy bin. I wish I'd have hit a Manamorphose. She does. Starting a fund to move Jeff out of the country so his wife doesn't kill him for spilling on the new carpet. It is just water, at least. I did at least only spill water. I think I need to keep this, actually. Although, if I surgical plus fetch shock, that's 5. I'm down to 2. That's probably okay. I definitely don't have health to spend on that. I don't need this many of these cards. Do I wanna hold on to the anger? I think so. I guess I could bin the Goryo's Vengeance, assuming that the Jace is gonna get to flash it back, but they might conflagrate the Jace next turn. It's probably just dump another Sky. I should probably dump the Bolt, actually. I'm gonna dump the Bolt. If I need to bolt them, we could do it. We could do it with the Jace flashback. How do you feel about taking their Narcomoebas? If I take their Narcomoeba, I get... If I take their Narcomoebas so they don't have flying blockers here, I get... and I find 1 more Phoenix, they... Oh, this does make Conflagrate lethal, doesn't it? That's unfortunate. Let's see if they see that line. Yeah, that definitely makes... Oh my god, I forgot to click the one in the graveyard. Alright, I'm done. I clicked on... There was one in their hand. I thought I was clicking on the one in their graveyard. It doesn't matter. They had Gemstone Mine and we're dead to Conflagrate. No, they have... oh, because I was taking the Narc out of their hand too. Oh god, that's so awkward. I was like, they have... So I thought the one I was clicking out of their hand was their graveyard. Yeah. Alright, let's do a quick wrap. I was actually kind of impressed with what this deck was doing. I always like when I see a deck like this that like leans into doing more degenerate stuff. And like that game there was really impressive. We were gonna win off of 5 cards if I clicked the right thing, right? So like we win that game off of 5 cards and we possibly get 7 cards the next game between Anger and Surgical. Like basically what this deck is looking to do is when you put the Griselbrand into play, you set yourself up for lethal next turn almost all the time. So like you draw like 14 cards and like put a bunch of Arclight Phoenixes into the discard pile and then also another Griselbrand. And then the following turn you flip a second Griselbrand and a bunch of birds into play and go all at once. So I liked what this deck was doing overall. Jace Vryn's Prodigy was really good. I've seen a lot of other people playing the straight blue-red build talking about how Jace is good in that deck. And this deck gets to leverage Jace even better because of Goryo's Vengeance. Having access to Fatal Push in the sideboard was sweet. Straight blue-red generally has a hard time dealing with larger creatures, so I like that addition. One thing that I felt a little bit lacking that I would definitely get in here, maybe over Grim Lavamancer or Pithing Needle, is I think 2 copies of Engineered Explosives is really important. I think having some way to take enchantments off the table and just have a good flexible pseudo sweeper would be reasonable. One issue with the deck is that it looked hard to reanimate birds and Griselbrand at the same time. Completely disagree. I don't know what games you were watching, but like when we draw 14 cards, we basically get to sculpt our hand to do that. And you just need 1 Manamorphose or Noxious Revival to put all the birds into play at the same turn you play Griselbrand. So firm disagree. That was not my experience in this league, that it was hard to put them back into play at the same time. So I don't know if you like popped in through one game where it happened, but it was pretty consistently easy to do that throughout the entire league. All right, so what are we doing?